Uh-oh. Paradoxical Banana has given me a code, a word of
Uh-oh.
power.
And what does it do?
Well, I'm sure that he or she is not going to tell me. Use the word of power.
Oh,
Boing.
oh shit.
Get some forward momentum. There we go.
Yeah.
Now that is amazing. Oh my goodness. Paradoxical Banana. Thank you.
Oh.
Oh man, super jumps. Boing.
Oh my gosh.
Wee. Wow. That's crazy. Welcome back to MMOMG. I just finished my third week in Project Gorgon. That's roughly 50 hours total gameplay so far. I have a few new things to talk about, so let's get going. First off, kind of an interesting note. The NPC back on the starting island, Elmataf, who's responsible for kind of teleporting you to the game proper. If you happen to give Elmatap incorrect coordinates, he will teleport you somewhere else within the world. Found this out recently when a friend joined the game and decided to test it out. He used 4242 and he landed somewhere in the Ilmari Desert. My friend got to explore and die in various ways and go to various places. It also meant, though, that he missed speaking with the crone in Serbule right away, and this delayed his progress to the main quest line until later on when he just kind of stumbled upon her. So early into the week, I completed everything I needed to take on the curse, quote-unquote, of Lycanthropy. It's called a curse for several reasons. So it becomes a permanent part of your character. There's no way to reverse it. Most NPCs will refuse to deal with you while you're in wolf form, among other things, but it has its fair share of boons as well. So when you obtain Lycanthropy, you immediately transform into a wolf. In wolf form, you cannot use any skills that require items equipped to your hands. So, sword, staff, etc., etc. Note that you still technically can equip items, and you gain most of their effects from what I can tell, but you can't use any skills pertaining to them. And so this greatly limits what you can use as your secondary combat skill in wolf form. The general consensus seems to favor psychology, due to the combination of rage management, healing, and crowd control abilities. Additionally, you now have to learn to talk through your beast form. And what I mean is at the start, most of your chat text will be replaced by the appropriate animal sounds, so for wolf it would be growls and snarls. You can improve your ability to speak clearly simply by chatting, but it does take some time to get that leveled. Lycanthropes also suffer from their lack of control to leave their wolf form. During the full moon, lycanthropes are locked into wolf form for its duration, which is 3 real-life days. On the bright side, however, you get a lunacy buff overall for a week, and that provides you with plus 30 health. Now, even after the full moon, the beast within, so to speak, often requires you to satiate bloodlust by killing a number of creatures before allowing you to shift back into humanoid form. The actual number of required victims is kind of a hidden number, but it does lower as you gain levels in lycanthropy. Currently, level 60 lycanthropes may shift between forms at will. You can also be seriously damaged by silver and wolfsbane at all times, regardless of what form you're in, so be very careful about what you eat and what you equip. That's most of lycanthropy's limitations, so now let's talk about some of the fun stuff. So as a werewolf, you gain a new set of combat skills. You'll learn an array of slashing and crushing attacks, a feint that teleports you back to a set location up to 40 meters away, and a handful of stun and bleed attacks. Some of your skills gain additional bonuses when fighting alongside other werewolves, and that encourages lycanthropes to run together as a pack, which I think is really cool. Speaking of running together as a pack, you also obtain a howling sub-skill that you can activate for a morale buff. And the longer you howl, the longer this buff builds up to a maximum of 1 hour. And up to 5 wolves can howl together and stack that time limit to 5 hours. In wolf form, you also have the option to eat the corpses of your kills. This immediately removes the entity from the game, kind of like burying a corpse. But instead, it gives you a short health regen buff and XP in yet another skill, that of the aptly named Beast Metabolism, which, as you gain levels in that, improves your total metabolism stat. You also unlock a number of side quests from some NPCs. That's typically a requirement to kind of interact with them fully. But more importantly, you can complete tasks at the Altar of Nerala, which is located up in the Kerr Mountains, for additional benefits as a werewolf. And some of those are permanent, and some only last for a month, but a month-long buff is actually very cool. Speaking about animal forms in general, at the end of the week, I decided to try out pig form. A friend of mine also at the same time turned into a deer, and so we explored a little bit some of these other forms. As with any animal form, most NPCs won't fully interact with you. Your chat text is often replaced with grunts, snarls, or what are the appropriate animal sounds. You gain new combat skills appropriate to the animal. And from what I could tell as a pig, playing as a pig so far, it seems that they're very resilient, at least compared to, say, deer. At low levels, the two of us held out quite a long time against the elemental guardian that sits up on the hill in Sir Buell, near the Stonehenge area. Pigs mostly deal crushing damage. They later on have access to fear, knockback, and damage reduction abilities as well. Now, in total, I've been told that animal forms are a very viable main combat skill if you want to pursue it. A number of players permanently play as their favorite animal form with absolutely no regrets. So in other developments, I got Psychology and Fire Magic, both to level 25, and when doing that, I unlocked what are called Loadouts. You can find this in the Persona section, and they allow you to save a snapshot of your current skills and equipment. And then you can switch to any saved loadout anytime that you're not in combat, and you can even hotkey the loadout switching, which is very nice. And since switching combat skills often means you change into an entirely different set of gear, it makes loadouts a very handy feature, and I'm actually very impressed with that, though I almost feel there's times where I wish I would have gotten it a little bit earlier. But 25 is almost, I think it's just about right, though, to get to the point where you're going to be switching your gear as well as your skills. So as far as other personal progress, I've made a decent amount of progress through favor quests and a number of dungeons. This week I was able to step foot into the Myconian Cave. I fought the boss under the Red Crystal in Sir Buell twice, and discovered that now the Mega Spider in the Crypt really isn't even a challenge anymore, which that's a really great feeling, when you can get to a point where something that was very difficult is now not. With a large amount of help, a friend and I tackled Ursula down in the Crypt, and I obtained some incredible gloves that turn Fire Breath into an AoE, area of effect, attack. And this really, when I got to pick those up and look at them, really see what's available, it made me realize the importance of the gear modification system that you learn later on, and the versatility available in character builds. It seems like there is quite a lot of depth there once you can really get into it and start modifying gear. So I think that just about does it this week for MMOMG. Next week, I'll be wrapping up my final week and the month in Project Gorgon. So I'm going to try to get as much done in this week as I can. I hope to visit Sunvale and perhaps at least say hello to the Druids. I'll also spend some time in the final episode to talk a bit about what I didn't get to experience and mention some of the content that is planned for Project Gorgon in the near future, along with just my thoughts about the game in general. I do have another game planned for next month, but you're always welcome to suggest titles for the series, or even show support for current or past games down in the comments section. If you'd like to join me in Project Gorgon, or simply see what I'm up to, tune into my live stream. That's evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern over at twitch.tv/shenanigans1930. Also, remember to like and subscribe, of course, if you're enjoying the series. I thank you again so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys. Wow, look at all that armor. That's crazy.
On the cow?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a battle cattle, man.
Yep.
Well, I guess it's time to join the party, huh?
I don't got thumbs. I can do the sideways moonwalk, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we're ready to... I'm gonna do it. Here we go.
Leroy Piggy.
Big bites. Awesome. I can dance as a pig.
Yeah, Pretty sure that's not dancing. Pretty sure that's something else.
Nah, it's totally dancing. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. See, that's the best dances. Best dances. It's interpreted. And there's the stream. Good job. Somebody else finally saw it. Good job, Sam.
Oh, hey, look now.
Yep.
Spider's turn.
Yep. You started an animal orgy. Good job.